on the line right now with Joe Principe, bass player from Rise Against. I've been chasing you down since the new year, Joe. I just hope you know that.
No problem.
You were Leo DiCaprio. I was Tom Hanks in Catch Me If You Can. Finally got you, dude. Now, you guys have a lot of stuff going on. Of course, Endgame is in stores now. Loving the new record.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
LA Rising, this big-ass date you guys have with Rage Against the Machine. You get a big show like this on the schedule. Does it take anything away from the smaller tour dates leading up to it?
No, we had off time scheduled, so we were just going to be home anyways, and we were lucky enough to be asked, from Rage, and I mean that show is definitely an epic show. I'm amazed that we're playing after the Roots, which I don't know. That's just crazy to me. So I'm pretty stoked on it.
Yeah, tickets are on sale today. You can scoop them up. And, of course, KCLB, we're going to hook you up with a pair of tickets in just a couple months. You guys are going to do a lot of traveling before we see you at that show. You'll be in Australia, come back to do the LA Rising date, then off to Hungary. Security give a band like Rise Against any issues when you're in the airports?
It's kind of hit or miss. We've been charged literally $8,000 for one flight to ship our guitars and stuff, just because they wanted to be jerks. And most of the time we can get away with it. You tell them you're a band, and hopefully somebody likes the band at the airport, and then they hook us up.
Now they never have to strap on the latex glove or anything to search you guys?
No, knock on wood, not yet.
All right. You guys are from Chicago. Are you Bulls fans?
I'm not. I'm more like a skateboarding kind of guy. Although the first show I ever played in my life was when the Bulls won the first championship, like way back when. They won like what, 3?
Yeah,
or something.
Well, they won 3. They did a three-peat twice in the 90s.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we were, the place we were playing was those people lighting fireworks and throwing them at my car, and it was super sketchy.
Well, not all sports fans are like that. Maybe you just got a bad taste.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being from Chicago, it's a mecca of hot dogs and pizza, yet the band is straight edge, meaning you're vegetarian among many other things. Explain that to me.
Yeah, well, we're lucky enough to have really good hot dog places with veggie dogs, and we're lucky enough to have vegan pizza places. So it's not too hard to find an alternative. But yeah, I grew up on that stuff, so which is probably why I was an old fat pudgy kid.
Now, is it part of the initiation to get in Rise Against, so you have to be vegetarian?
No, it all just kind of worked out that way. I went vegetarian a year after we started as a band. Tim had already been vegetarian, and the other guys just kind of followed suit, for their own reasons. When
we see Rise Against in concert, do you guys rant a little bit about us meat eaters?
Oh no, we don't care. We don't, it's like we do. We're straight edge and we're vegetarian for our own reasons, and we don't care what other people do. It's a non-issue, but really, With
Joe Principe from Rise Against, new album Endgame is in stores. Now you can hear Help Is on the Way right here on the KCLB. If Rise Against had an exact opposite in far as music terms and beliefs, would it more likely be Motorhead or Ted Nugent?
I would say Ted Nugent. I think there's a lot more about him that we wouldn't agree with than Lemmy. So yeah, I would go with the Nuge.
You guys are very liberal, obviously. Do you guys want to see the pictures of Osama? You think those should be released?
I don't know. If it's like, I know people want to see the proof. I'm not sure if it's going to do any good. I'm more concerned about, children seeing that if it's out in the news world, I know even Rolling Stone published some pretty gnarly, murder photos of, U.S. soldiers killed these civilians, and like, I know Tim was saying he had it laying on his coffee table, and his 6-year-old daughter picked it up and started flipping through the pages, and he was like, oh, no, like, don't read that. Publication's going to have to realize, like, children will see this. It's like, I understand you have to report the news. I also understand, you have to be a little careful, because those photos are pretty graphic.
Now, I understand you're new to fatherhood, right?
Yeah, I have a 3-month-old and a 2 years and 3-month-old.
Well, congrats on that. Are you going to push them towards the music lifestyle or what?
Yeah, I want my kids to grow up and do whatever they their hearts are telling them. My son's pretty obsessed with bass though, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he sees Dad do it
right now.
He sees Dad do it in front of millions of people. Of course, he wants to do it.
Yeah, and he's about to see me play. Like, we're in a sound check in like a half hour for our Chicago show, and he's about to see me play for the first time like ever. We're all in the car going to the show right now.
Now, how old is he again?
He's 2 years, 3 months.
No, so he doesn't really grasp that Dad is not like many other dads, right?
No, he not at all.
No.
He just knows, like, he knows that I play bass, and he knows our songs. Like, he can tell Rise Against from like Metallica or something. Like, he'll go through like my iPhone and find us on our the iPod.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
We're on the phone with Joe Principe, bass player from Rise Against. New album Endgame is in stores now. The new record shares the title with Megadeth's last release. They put it out in September of 2009. Has Dave Mustaine tried the Finders Keepers legal tactic yet on you?
No, he hasn't. It's funny? I mean, this kind of goes to show you how many people know about the Megadeth record. It's like one kid said something. Hey, isn't that a Megadeth title? But other than that, no one knows. It's like, and I grew up listening to Megadeth, so I was kind of hoping they would have a little bit more current fans these days.
Yeah, I checked the stats. This of April 2011, it sold 150,000 copies, so not too bad.
Oh, that's better than I thought.
Not too bad. Now, your new record was produced by Bill Stevenson. Does he ever get called Meatloaf?
He does not.
No, I think he looks exactly like Meatloaf.
You're kind of right now that I think about it. But Bill actually just lost 150 pounds.
Yeah.
And he's really like looking good. He had to get his health back in order, and it's cool to see him, kind of bounce back. He had a lot of medical things happen to him, so it's the Descendants are playing. It's really cool to see him at this this kind of stage in his life.
Help is on the way was lent to the WWE for Over the Limit in a couple weekends. How does that work? Do your people go to them, or does Vince McMahon come to you guys?
Yeah, they come to us, and it's always worked out because I know they used drones before. We have no issues with them, using our songs and stuff. I grew up watching wrestling when the whole Captain Lou Albano thing was going on in the 80s. Yeah, Cyndi Lauper and the whole thing.
The band's in a cage match. Who wins?
Oh, man. I don't know. I guess it depends. Like us against like whoever or what?
Rise Against is in a cage. One person comes out. Who is it?
Oh, right. Probably our drummer Brandon. He's definitely the biggest out of all of us. I think he could probably take us all.
Now you have the pain tolerance. You've got those tattoos on the neck, man.
That's true.
What are those tattoos?
One's a black rose. It's kind of a memorial for people that passed away in my life, and then the other one's just a lion, and it's kind of based off the lions at the art museum in Chicago that are statues on the front steps. I've always really liked that, and I like the symbolism behind the lion. I've been thinking about it for like the last year, and I finally went ahead and did it. Right on, Joe. Well, we thank you for the time. Looking forward to the show July 30th. LA Rising with Rage Against the Machine and Muse. Tickets are on sale now. Going to hook you up with a pair in just a couple moments if you stick around. Joe, once again, thank you, man. Yeah, thanks a lot.